strength and guidance, all that I'm wishing for my friends. Nobody makes it from my end.
Welcome everyone to CDO's magazine series of one-on-one interviews with CDOs, data leaders, and key influencers. I'm your host, Robert Lutton, Vice President, Sandhill Consultants, and I'm coming to you today from Toronto, Canada, working with the CDO magazine. Today, I have the pleasure of introducing another Canadian who's actually living in Atlanta, Tracy Daniels. Tracy is the CDO of Truist. Welcome, Tracy.
Thank you.
Can you maybe explain to other CDOs about your drive for cross-functional partnerships in business and perhaps why that's led to such a success that you've been having?
Yeah, I mean, data, it's, I don't know, it's oil, it's water, it flows everywhere, right?
Yeah.
And so I come from a background or just a headspace that says my success is predicated on my partners, my peers' ability to actually drive value and enact something in their line of business. Very early on in the role, we polled our partners on how we were doing. It wasn't great.
Right. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
So it was a little bit of a wake-up call around where their pain points are. And I think that's what speaks to me there is it was a problem to solve. And I love solving problems. And so we were very much focused on how do we address their long-term and their short-term needs, right? So again, we have routines around, I'm a planner, if you can't tell, we have routines around how we engage with our lines of business. We had a laundry list of things we needed to fix. Coming out of the merger, we did the same thing. We called it the State of the Union. We partnered with our analytic peers in the environment, and they gave us a long list of things that they wanted fixed. Again, some that were short-term, some that were longer term. And again, it's a journey, right? So there's never this marker of, well, we did it and we're fantastic. It's this constant pulse check of how are we doing? What should we be doing now as a collective team? It's one of the values that I love at Truist. It's very much one team, and my peers around Truist completely embody that. So they trust me to give me really honest feedback, and then they trust that we're going to act on it, and we're going to act on it together.
Teamwork. And obviously it never ends because you're supporting the business objectives. Speaking of supporting the business, I understand you see data as a shared service. Could you provide an overview to that approach about how you employ it and how you explain how it bridges between employees and technology?
Yeah, so there's the really super fun, geeky part, right? Where we get to create platforms and capabilities. At the end of the day, those things are going to be consumed. And to be efficient, right, with the use of data to protect the data and to be efficient with cost, we don't want people going off and just duplicating randomly sets of data, sets of technologies that are out there. So we approach it as, there's one team that will manage the platform. It doesn't mean that we do everything on the platform, but it means that as much as possible, we can see and manage the data assets for the company. And then we are, even pivoting even more. We're leaning in with an acquisition we recently did of a software called Arena to help us supercharge that even more, which is to say, again, if we can institute our controls, both in policy and procedure, and now in software, right, we can actually let folks consume from this asset, from this platform more readily. And that allows them to actually go faster and have a little bit more autonomy in what they do. So we're like Kevlar, one of my predecessors used to say, right? Thin but mighty, and then tuned to have folks use and consume from this platform and product.
I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about advanced analytics and artificial intelligence. You mentioned at the top of the call, and we just have another couple of minutes left, but many organizations, and I'm sure Truist is the same, are looking to apply advanced analytics and artificial intelligence, machine learning, and things like that to solve both short-term and long-term problems, business problems. Is this something that in your role you've been looking at? And if so, can you share any thoughts about the path that you're on?
Yeah, so we probably about a year and a bit ago got really intentional around how we look at AI and ML. So my team now owns the AI and ML Center of Excellence for Truist. And what that means is we have a group of teammates who look to help inventory the things that are going on, act as an accelerator. So if a team needs help building, assessing, learning how to leverage AI ML, this team can come in and help. If you want
Right.
somebody to build it, this team can actually build it for you as well. We
Perfect.
work with our partners in model risk and our analytics communities on another council, to really look at how are we buying and or building AI and ML, and how are we managing it within the environment. So the idea is we can incubate from this center of excellence, influence into the lines of business, how teammates are doing it, and work with our partners to continue to advance not only the capabilities that they need, but the skills of our teammates to be able to leverage and build models that are based on AI and ML.
So just a final thought. From our research and from this call, it's clear that you've been quite successful over the years, and congratulations. I wonder if you might be able to take a moment and share what you think have been your keys to your success.
It's a good question. I think some of the things that I tend to lean on are some of the things we talked about earlier, right? A natural curiosity. I remember many moons ago, somebody told me, never stop asking questions,
Right.
and keep asking the why and the next question deeper. And why I think that's been helpful is to sort of go to the next level of understanding where the pain points are and what is the real problem that you're trying to solve. I love solving problems, and I love planning for work, whether it's a vacation or a recipe or a data asset, right? I'm going to plan this thing out. And I think that's been a key to success because it raises our likelihood of success. It's clear what we're trying to do, so it's easier to communicate to folks where we're going. And it gives us a clear marker towards, which we'll march. And then I think, you said it before, but I love being a team player. Not everybody loves being in shared services, right? And I think about some of my roles, whether it's been in infrastructure or in operations or this role in data. I love the messy middle. I love collaborating with other folks. I don't mind if I'm not the master of my entire domain.
Right.
And I love leaning in with other folks and helping them be successful. So I think that's sort of been the key for me.
Well, Tracy, we'd really like to thank you for your time today. I'd be really interested in seeing some of your vacation plans and see how you plan that out. We really appreciate it. I hope that we get a chance to come back and check on what's happening with you and in the future.
Absolutely. It's been a pleasure.
Well, for our listeners, please visit cdomagazine.tech for additional interviews. Thank you.